Hey guys, welcome back again to the Zeal Cigar Review. Today we're talking about the top 10 hobbies for men and how your cigar lifestyle can fit into them. All next on the Zeal Cigar Review. Dude, JB, do you have some hobbies?
I've got a few.
You have a few hobbies. Yeah, I have a few hobbies. I got some hobbies.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys out there have some hobbies. And we know that cigars are a lifestyle. They're not a hobby. It's what we are. It's who we are as men. Cigars are our lifestyle. So how does your lifestyle fit into these top 10 hobbies? And can you guess the top 10 hobbies as we go through them? We'll find out. But we got to tell you about what we're smoking today. JB, what are you smoking today? A very special cigar, and I am smoking one as well.
I have no idea what you gave me. It's just box pressed, long and skinny. It smells good and was in some really yellow cellophane.
Okay. That cigar is the very first house blend that I ever did and came up with at the former place that I worked at called TNT, and that is what we called the King's Anniversary. If you guys have been watching me for any amount of time, you know that the King's Anniversary was a huge hit back in the old days, and it is a great cigar. The cigar is probably aged, I don't know how long. It's super old. And it's very, very, very good. It was made by Plasencia to kind of be a knockoff of Padron's Maduro. And so it'll be interesting to see what you think about that. And I'm smoking, this is the old school Faceless King Maduro that was here a very long time ago, has since expired, but found one in the Nether regions? I don't know what it is.
Whose nether regions you're searching for cigars.
I'm just looking for rare cigars, and I found this in the very, very back of someone's humidor somewhere, and actually you found it, and gave it to me and said, do you recognize this thing? And I was like, I absolutely recognize it. So I'm looking forward to smoking this. We're going to smoke these things, but in order to tell you what they taste like and how cigars fit into your lifestyle, you know what we got to do, JB. Take them through. We got a Cut Light and smoke.
I think I smoked one.
Did you?
A long time ago. We were doing a blindfolded video.
Right.
On the other channel.
Okay.
And I think you went and grabbed one and you just like handed it to me for the video.
Oh, did I?
But I don't remember. It was like probably like 3 years ago almost at this point.
Oh man. Yeah, you've been here for a minute, dude.
Can you believe that?
3 years, bro.
It's been close.
All right. We know that guys have hobbies, right? We know that cigars are often called a hobby, but for those of us that love it, invest quite a bit of our own funds into it, it's become more of a lifestyle. And I know that I knock on people calling it a hobby and lifestyle and everything like that. I would definitely say for myself and for a lot of people, it is more of a lifestyle. For example, pretty much wherever I go, if I'm going to a party, if I'm going somewhere else to meet up with a bunch of guys, I always bring cigars with me. Are you very much the same?
What the dry draw is this, dude?
What's wrong?
That's probably one of the most interesting dry draws I've ever had on a cigar.
I hope so. That thing is aged to perfection. I would say it's well over 12 years old. If not, maybe 15.
It's got this like candied, almost like a candied grape dry draw.
Really? So bro, you're still on the dry draw. You haven't even lit the cigar yet.
No, it's really interesting, but the f is this?
You know who sent that to me?
Dude, who sent this? What
Kevin.
is this?
Cigar Prop Kevin, dude. That lighter is big enough you could probably weld with it.
It's a pretty dope lighter.
Isn't that cool? I love it, dude. It's huge. It's a big freaking tabletop lighter, dude. Look at that thing. Yeah, that thing will stay full for a while. So it's your first puff of the King's Anniversary, the ancient first house brand that I ever, created a long time ago. So tell me a little bit about it.
Definitely a Padron-like draw. Maybe slightly tighter than the Padron. Really, really unique, balanced smoke.
Okay.
A lot of natural tobacco.
Okay.
A little bit of like some sweetness.
Okay.
There's a slight hinge of grassiness that came through on the first light, but so far I would say if I blindfolded anybody that smokes Padrones exclusively, they'd have a hard time knowing.
Right. It's a very, very good cigar. It really is. This Faceless King Maduro is everything I remember from it. It's like spicy chocolate. I would say it's like spicy chocolate. A little bit of pepper, like peppered chocolate, dark cocoa, a little bit of cedar in there, and it's great. But we're not here to necessarily review the cigars. We're here to discover how cigars can fit into these top 10 hobbies that men have. So let's go to the very first one, okay? The very first #1 hobby that all men are getting into today, according, okay, to all the stats out there, is fitness.
You know why?
Why?
Because everybody's afraid of Papa Swolio coming to get them.
Papa Swolio?
Yeah, dude.
Who's Papa Swolio?
Go to the fucking gym.
Oh, yeah, dude. Have you seen this guy? Have you seen this guy? Watch this.
Do you want to look like someone who eats a lot of soy? Do you want to look like someone who eats a lot of corn? I don't think you do.
It's like 12 midnight. You're getting ready to go to bed, scrolling through social media, and boom, there he is. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go to the gym. Go to the gym. And you're like, okay. I gotta go
Stop
to the gym.
scrolling.
Yeah.
Get off your phone. Go to the gym. Except he's go to the gym.
So let me ask you this. How do cigars fit into a fitness lifestyle or a fitness hobby?
That would probably be one of the more controversial ones, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think people overthink it.
Right?
Like, if you're into fitness pretty heavily, like, I was a track athlete for years as well as other sports, but that was my main discipline that I went to college for, right?
Right.
So, this would be something that I would use very sparingly
Right.
when it came to that, but it was also something that would be very relaxing.
Exactly. I think it's like a defrag. Say you're in a cold bath after
Yeah.
a really hard workout or something like that.
Or sitting out in the hot tub.
Exactly. And you grab a cigar and you light it up. It's kind of a defrag, bring the blood pressure down, just relax a little bit. It's one of the best things you can do, actually, just for your mental health. So fitness doesn't have to do just with your physical health. There's also mental fitness that guys definitely need to be aware of as well. And this is one of the ways that you can just relax a little bit and enjoy, sometimes with your brothers, sometimes alone, in a cold ice bath as you're trying to count the minutes away, or in a warm, like you said, hot tub.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to relax from a great workout that you had. #2 hobby for men, according to all the stats out there, is what?
It's a big umbrella, but outdoor activities.
Outdoors. Let me ask you this, guys. Are you guys an outdoor guy or an indoor guy? Do you like being outside? Do you like hiking around? Do you like camping? Do you like fishing?
Depends on
Do you
the
like hunting?
activity.
That's true. That's true.
Like if I'm playing basketball,
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather be in a gym.
Okay.
I just would. The conditions are more ideal for playing basketball.
Right.
So,
But if you're hunting, you don't want to hunt in a gym.
nah,
That would be
bro.
kind of weird,
I mean,
right?
unless you're a creep and need help.
Right. But if you are an outdoors guy, like myself, like JB, like other guys out there, you like camping, you like hunting, you like fishing, you like going outside. This is incredibly easy to integrate into that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Particularly when you're done, you definitely want to take a cigar hunting with you when you go. So when you're in the deer stand or you're sitting by the tree waiting for the deer to come by or what have you, you don't want to take the cigar with you because it can throw off the scent, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
You smoke it after you kill the deer.
Exactly, as a celebratory thing. You're going to find that with a lot of these hobbies, it's more of a celebratory thing and a relaxation thing than it is like.
Oh, I was thinking
hobby
so
by
the
itself.
bear don't smell that you just killed it and try to come eat you and what you just killed.
All right, #3. This is really
You
interesting.
surprised me with this one.
I was super surprised. I have a story for you that came up last night that I told JB about, and you were freaked out, weren't you? You were like, what?
It surprised me. It's not. I was surprised, but I get it, right?
Mhm.
Like I've seen it happening more and more over the last probably
Right.
5 years, especially with COVID.
Right,
But
exactly.
it still was kind of surprising.
#3 hobby for men, gaming. Gaming is the third hottest activity or hobby for men, okay? It makes sense though, because my generation was the first generation that got like Atari and television and everything. We were like one of the first
old football game with the
right.
dots.
Oh, dude. I mean, everything like that. We were raised on electronics, and we didn't have the advanced electronics that your generation had necessarily. So, like, we had to kind of work our way through all the Ataris and televisions, the bad graphics, the 8-bit, the 16-bit, all that kind of stuff, to the point where now video games are amazing. Last night, just to give you an idea.
Yeah.
Last night, I was on Warzone. Last night I was on Warzone. All the kids were not home yet. Wife was in bed. I didn't want to just watch a movie, so I got bored, and I wanted to play Warzone. So I played Warzone. And I thought usually you get a mixture of people somewhere between their 20s, 30s, or what have you, and they're in maybe some kids that are in there. Everybody on my team was over the age of 50. Everybody. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? It's like a Gen X, squad jumping into Resurgence, and I couldn't believe it. So I was super excited about that. I was talking to them and everything. And the first thing they brought up, alien conspiracy theories. 100%. They're like, what do you stand on that, dude? And it was absolutely hysterical. I loved it and everything. But you see that. Like, gaming's a big thing, isn't it?
There's a lot of things that people are not realizing about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it became another method of income for people that maybe were retired or sitting at home, right?
Right.
You're a 55-year-old vet retired from the military sitting around at home, but actually have some military experience, and then you play a military game but can put different spin on it and be entertaining as a persona.
Yep.
Then boom, you have a fan base. If you're a driver or something like that, right? And then you go into like a 3D sim and you're driving T-Pain, for example. But T-Pain's been around the industry for a really long time, and now he drives 3D racing simulators on Twitch.
Oh, really?
He said he's made more money doing that than he ever made in the music industry.
Isn't that amazing, dude? Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
If your son was ever to move to like Cincinnati, right? What's an easy way you could spend 2.5 hours kicking it with your son?
100%. Yeah, online. 100% online. It is a way for guys to connect across, county lines and everything else like that, and across America. It is pretty fun. And when you're gaming with the boys, it is pretty fun. We've gamed before together, and I've gamed with other guys like that. I have a kind of a standard group of guys that I game with here and there, and it's really fun. It really is enjoyable. So that's the number 3. Number 4 is really shocking to me. I never would have thought this would be a hobby for men in particular. I would say a category of this hobby is more understandable, but let's go into it. Number 5 hobby, according to all the stats out there, is
Cooking.
Cooking.
Yeah, dude.
Cooking.
Cooking.
Well,
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I don't get excited about that. Or
Not at all.
grilling or smoking.
I don't either.
Like, I sent you a dope video the other day.
Right.
I was a little excited about that because it was something I've been wanting to do for a while. I roasted some chicken outside over some hardwood fire.
Look what he did. Look at the video over here to the right. You see that? That was JB's like little setup for roasting some chicken, man.
Yeah,
right?
Dude, it was bomb.
Oh,
absolutely. It was some of the best chicken I've had in a long time.
Absolutely.
But like I don't know, the art, I guess the art and the creating portion of cooking
right
doesn't excite me the same as like if I was woodworking.
I don't really get
but I also
super
don't like food like that.
I do. I absolutely. I mean, you can tell one of us likes food more than the other. But I really do like. I enjoy grilling, but I'm not like obsessed with it. It's not like a big hobby of mine.
You're not looking on your phone, checking your app.
Right? No.
Dude,
I'm not doing any of that.
I gotta go check my meat.
Yeah,
it's raining outside. My meat's getting cold.
I'm not doing any of that kind of stuff. I am enjoying myself completely while I grill. But usually I grill. I have a cigar and I have a bourbon. And so, like, that's part of the whole ambiance for me. I throw a little bourbon on the old steaks and stuff like that, and see if it changes any flavor. It never does. But all those things are really, really cool. But guys are really into cooking right now. If you're a dude, you're into cooking, throw some things down there that you've actually done that's like integrated cigars lifestyle into cooking. I can see guys integrating the cigar lifestyle into cooking just by like sitting around the grill, smoking a cigar, sitting outside, enjoying a cigar while they grill.
I'm even going to go another level with it. We had a gentleman that used to come in and visit the shop pretty frequently. His name was Stan.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Stan.
Yes, lost Stan last year sometime.
But Stan had a really interesting idea where he had a chef that was actually taking cigar leaf, cigar ash, and was actually incorporating it into food.
That's right. He had a barbecue sauce.
He had a pasta sauce made from cigar ash.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was really kind of crazy. So cigars can obviously integrate that lifestyle into that in weird ways, but mostly some of you guys are probably grilling and smoking at the same time.
I'm not in the kitchen smoking a cigar, I'll tell you that. My wife would not be
No
happy.
way. There's no way I could ever get away with that. So when I'm smoking outside by the grill, all the windows are closed. That's for sure. What's another one that guys are into? Like number 5. Number 5 would be
some sort of DIY projects, right?
Right.
Some sort of creative that could be metalworking, it could be making stuff out of wood, it could be flipping houses, it could be
I think of
yard work even,
Yeah, I think of DIY as yard work, building a deck, doing something outside that's easily able to integrate your cigar lifestyle into that. That's what I think about. So like I can remember my dad
car repair.
Oh, dude, car repair. there's been multiple times I've worked on my own car in the driveway and had a cigar in my mouth while I did.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%. Not by the gas tank, obviously, or anything like that. But, you know, I have a cigar sitting off and look at a situation trying to figure out why the car isn't starting or why. In particular, I remember a big project I had on my Denali. I could not figure out why the car wasn't starting. Thought it was the starter, thought it was the battery. It ended up being a short in the wiring. So, in particular, I remember sitting down with a cigar, and how your cigar lifestyle can integrate into DIY projects is so numerous, it's ridiculous, because most of them are pretty much outside. Number 6. This is a big one for guys integrating their cigar lifestyle into their hobby. Number 6 is, JB?
Sports.
Oh my gosh, dude. Sports.
Which is a weird one for me.
Why?
Because there's very few sports that I feel I could do while I'm smoking a cigar.
Well, I can think of...
Fishing. I
can
fish.
think of two immediately come to mind. Fishing is number 1. Golf's number 2.
Okay.
And it depends on where you are in the country.
I didn't even think about golf.
Oh,
dude.
man,
and
golf.
that's something I would normally smoke a
Right.
cigar doing.
Right.
I
When
haven't played golf in like over a year and a half,
Right.
dude.
Look at my hat. Yeah, golf. I mean, golf's a big one, dude. Particularly out here in Phoenix. People come out here for the winter when it's not raining. It's been raining for the last week. Have we told you it's been an unseasonably cold winter for us? It's been rainy and nasty, and just pray for us, because
Sucks.
it's depressing. It's seriously depressing.
But I would say, as it pertains to sports,
Mm-hmm.
most of my cigar smoking is done outside watching sports.
Right. TV's outside on the back patio. You're watching
Yep.
the games. You're watching the preseason. You're watching things like that until it gets too hot. I mean, I usually don't smoke outside in the summer, but who knows? This summer it might just be like 70 all summer. Who knows?
I smoke outside all summer.
I know you do. You get up really early to smoke, though, don't you?
I'll smoke in the middle of the day.
What?
I got misters. I got a fan. I can take my clothes off.
Brings down to 70. Yeah, I don't.
I
wanna see that.
got burns on my stomach from where they ashes falling off on my shirtless stomach. Oh,
Right.
yeah, it's there. It's happened.
Right. The 7th one is really interesting to me because it's music. It's how music, guys learning a musical instrument, sometimes just listening to music.
I feel like smoking and music have to go together, though.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody that I've ever really seen in music usually has, they're either smoking, like a doobie, smoking a cigarette, smoking a cigar, like
for me, it would be like listening to music
while smoking.
Smoking a cigar outside, maybe grilling. I'm integrating several hobbies together at that time. So I mean, in that regard, it's very easy to get in the music thing as well. So
or like live festivals.
Oh yeah.
Or shows. Sometimes you could go to a concert and you can smoke in some of those. They don't really care. I mean,
I don't think I can play. I've never tried to play cigar. I never tried to play guitar.
Yeah.
And smoke. That's not a tune. I'm not really enjoying the cigar. Yeah, you can do it. You're not really enjoying the cigar because you're like thinking, you're trying to keep the smoke away from
Oh
the
no,
room.
that's where people have those clips where they clip the cigar
Okay.
onto their shirt
Oh,
and the cigar just
right.
sits like a harmonica. And you just I've seen those.
I'm not sure how that would work.
I've seen them.
Number 8 is really interesting, and I think it's photography. Photography is a number 8 hobby for men, and we know that better than any product pic you're ever going to see of any cigar on any kind of website is simply just Instagram with guys like you guys taking certain pictures of your cigars with your phones, and they're absolutely amazing.
Dude, I've seen some really dope pictures.
Incredible pictures out there. I mean, you guys are like professional photographers with them. It's really amazing. I mean, everyone from like sitting out there, maybe you got the deer and you set the cigar, with a deer on the gun. Maybe you're out there duck hunting, maybe you're fishing and so on and so forth, and there's a picture of you fishing with your cigar and you're holding it up by the fish you caught. It's absolutely amazing. It really is. And you can see how a lot of these hobbies can actually overlap each other while enjoying the cigar lifestyle with them. The second to the last hobby for men is traveling. A lot of guys like traveling. Are you one of those guys that like traveling? And when you travel, how does your cigar lifestyle fit into your traveling? Do you have a travelador? Do you have like a travel humidor? You take your cigars with you? Or do you wait to get to a specific destination and then find a shop in that specific destination and then go in there, see what the culture's like, find out what cigars they have, things like that.
that one can get kind of squirrely.
Mm.
You know, like even for like my experience in Hawaii, like it was
Mm-hmm.
really hard to find somewhere where I felt comfortable that I wasn't bothering somebody, or
Sure.
where somebody was gonna throw a fit, because you're not really supposed to smoke in public there,
Mm-hmm.
or like at the hotels, you're not supposed to, right? But yeah, and depending on where you go. Like if you go to Canada, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't see the labels on your cigar, and you can't go
Right.
into a humidor to get your cigars. You
Right.
just tell the guy what you want. He goes back there, gets it, and brings it to you, right?
Right.
So there's a really unique experience that could happen going somewhere else to smoke that could be extremely enjoyable, could be a little weird, or
Yeah.
could just suck altogether.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, if you travel, tell us where you want to go
Or where
to
you've
smoke
been.
cigars, or where you've been and had some of the best cigars you smoked. Drop a comment below and let us know. We are almost at the end of our list, but we got to catch you up on what we think about these cigars. JB, tell me about the original, the OG house brand, the King's Anniversary. What do you think about it?
Dude, it's really good, really well balanced, just the tiniest tingle of spice. Lots of, it's got some stone fruity black licorice to it.
Okay.
It's really unique in that note. It's got some cocoa, some creaminess, a little grassy, very, very balanced, very unique, very easy smoker.
If you ever have smoked the King's Anniversary, drop a comment below. Let us know your experience with the King's Anniversary back in the day. I'm smoking the Faceless King. This is the Maduro version. It's absolutely incredible. I remember it as such. It tastes very similar to where it was. Creamy cocoa, absolutely smooth cedar, and a little bit of a pepper kick that keeps you interested. But the final hobby for men, the absolute final, which I find really interesting that more guys are actually doing this, and that is
Dude, reading, bro.
reading. Yeah. Let me ask you this. What's a book that you read in the last year that you really, really enjoyed and that you'd have a cigar with?
The life works of Nikola Tesla.
The Life Works of Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, so like I'm
Okay.
reading a book specifically right now that was that he wrote. It's like his autobiography, but it's very specifically about a lot of his experiments, how he interpreted his own mind and how his thought processes worked, how his sleep patterns were. It's extremely interesting to read about Nikola
Okay.
Tesla.
Okay. I read a book, and I'm still reading it. It's taken me quite some time because I'm kind of analyzing it, by a buddy of mine named Mike Foster. And the book is called It's Good to Be a Man. You know, and it's a great book, but having a cigar with that, sitting outside and just watching, I actually read it via Kindle. So looking and reading that on my iPad or on my phone, it's been really, really enjoyable. And it's a great book. I highly recommend it for pretty much any guy out there. It's really cool integrating the cigar lifestyle into that, because there is something about cigars to me in particular are just such a part of my lifestyle, part of what I do and everything else like that. It's so good to enjoy getting wisdom from something and reading something new. Smoking a cigar, you remember the cigar you're smoking, you remember where you were when you learned that point or that wisdom that you just nugget that you just got from that book, and you can be like, oh man, I remember smoking this cigar when I read that quote right there from the author.
I actually have one really interesting experience with a book with a cigar. It just came to mind while I was listening to you talk about that.
Okay.
I had one specific book that did two things for me when it pertained to smoking a cigar, reading that book.
Okay.
I would either chief the cigar out of just sheer, like, holy, what the,
Yeah.
or I would actually let it go out and not be smoking it because I was so intrigued with what I was reading.
And what was the book called?
Oh, Behold a Pale Horse.
Say it slowly.
I don't want to say it slowly
Say
so that
it
they know
slowly.
exactly what I'm saying. They're
Say
listening.
it slowly.
They're always listening.
If you know, then you know. It's called Behold a Pale Horse. If you know anything about that book, you know. That's all I'm going to say. Well, those are the 10 hobbies that are most popular with men. What did we leave out? Drop a comment below. What would you say is one of your hobbies you integrate your lifestyle of cigars in with? Drop a comment below, and we'll catch you down there. So for the Zeal Cigar Review, I'm Bradley. This is JB. We're out of here like last year. Peace.